Can you hear me, guys?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
So we're going to start with page 34 now. We're just waiting for people to come in. Admit. All right, so in page 34, let's just share the screen. In page 34, question number 8 says, in the Arctic regions, snow lies on the ground all winter. As spring approaches and the air warms up, some of the water in the snow evaporates. Later, all the snow melts. How does the evaporation of the water in the snow affect the concentrations of acids in the snow? Who would like to answer this one? You have to think about it. How does the evaporation of the water in the snow affect the concentrations of acids in the snow? Yes, Ahmed.
They neutralize the acid.
No. No.
No.
Who knows? Who knows?
Hamza.
Yes, Hamza.
As the water evaporates, the acid becomes more concentrated.
Exactly. Yes. And this is why we at the beginning of the lesson, we were talking about the dilution process. We said that the dilution is when we change the concentration, but we don't change the amount. So this what happens when there is acid and there is water. The acids gets diluted by the amount of water that is inside the ice. Once the ice and the water in the ice evaporate, once the water in the ice evaporate, the concentration of the acid will become more. Okay, and this is what Hamza was saying. So when the water evaporates, the concentration of the acid will increase. Okay. When the water evaporates, the concentration of the acid increases. Okay, but will the amount of acid increases? Will the amount of the acid increase, or is it still the same? Ahmed Amr.
Yes, miss.
When when the water evaporates, the concentration of the acid increases. Will the amount of acid increases, or
No.
is it's the same, right? It's the same
Yes.
amount that was there. Okay. Now, next is we're going to plot a table. We are going to plot a table, okay? So let's do this together. You have a table here that shows you how the pH of a river in the Arctic may change during the spring, okay? So in the first week of the spring, the pH of the water in the river is 7.1. So it's nearly neutral. It is considered neutral, okay? And in the second week, it becomes 7. And then in the third week, I want you to pay attention that during those weeks, the water is evaporating. So this means that the concentration of the acids that is already in the water is increasing because of the water evaporation. In the third week, it became 6.9, for 4 weeks, 6.8, after 6 weeks, after 5 weeks, it's 5.5, after 6 weeks, it's 5, after 7 weeks, it will become 4.7, and then in the 8th week, it will start to rise again to 5.1. Why? Because this way, the water starts to increase again because of the snow melting. All right, so it's just about getting the whole idea of the balance between the amount of ice and the acid in the river. Okay, so what we're going to do is that we're going to plot this table in the next page, page 35. You will find a graph paper. So what are you going to do? You're going to draw 2 axes. Here's the y-axis, and you're going to put the x-axis here. So it's going to look like this. I just need to, yeah. Okay, so here is the y-axis, and down there will be the x-axis. I don't know. Wow, lovely. It just changed the whole thing. Okay. Where are we? Okay. Yes, we are here. So here is the y-axis. This is the y-axis, and this will be the x-axis. What do you think? Are we going to put, which part are we going to plot in each of the axes? Do you have any idea? Farida, what do you think?
I think like the x-axis should be like the pH, and the
Okay.
y-axis should be the weeks.
The y-axis, we will put the weeks, and then the x-axis,
No.
I think it's the other
So
way
the
around.
x-axis is the week,
Yes,
and the
exactly.
y-axis is the pH.
Yes, so we're going to put the pH here, pH, and right here, I'm going to write the weeks, number of weeks, or the week, okay? So now we have how many weeks? We have 10 weeks. So we have to count the number of boxes that we have. We have how many boxes? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So it's perfect. We can put right away the numbers. Okay, so here we're going to put week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, week 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, and the pH, we are going to okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we're just going to do from 1 to 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. All right, now we'll start plotting. We're going to start the plotting. Okay, in week 1, here's week 1, you're going to put a dot at 7.1. So where exactly? It's right here. We're going to put the dot here. Can you see it, guys? Is it clear?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
In number 2, we are going to plot at 7. So it's going to be right here. Okay. At number 3, it's going to be 6.9. So it is right here. I think someone is in the waiting room. Oh my God. Okay. And then in the 4th week, we are going to plot at 6.8. So at 4, we're going to put the dot at 6.8. So it's going to be right here. Of course, it's really hard for me to do it on the computer, but I'm trying my best. Number 5, in week 5, it's going to be 5.5. So we are going to go up to 5, and then we're going to count 5 small boxes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we're going to put it right here. The dot will be right here. And then after that, in the 6th week, it's going to be at 5. So we're going to put it right here. And in the 7th week, it's going to be at 4.7. So we're here at 4, and we're going to count 7 small boxes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So it's going to be right here. In the 8th week, it's going to be 5.1. So we're going to go up to 5 again. And we're going to count only 1 box and then put the dot. And then at the 9th week, it's going to be 5.5. So we're going up to number 5, and then we're going to count 5 small boxes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And in the last week, it's going to be 5.9. So after 5, we're going to count 9 boxes, or just put your
Miss, do we connect them?
yes, you how do you know? They wrote that in page 34, I plot a graph of the data, line graph. So you have to connect them together. Okay, you have to connect them together. Let me now try to connect them together. So hopefully I can see all of my dots. It's going to look something like that. Okay, of course you can do it much better than me because I'm doing it on my laptop. Okay. All right. Oh, I'm so proud of myself. I can do it on the laptop actually. I'm so happy with it that I don't want to turn the page. Okay, now the next question is, why do you think the pH changed in weeks 5 to 7? Huh? Why do you think the pH changed in weeks 5 to 7? Let me give
Because
you a...
it's changed.
Oh yeah, thank you so much for the valuable information. Anyway, let me give you a hint. At the beginning of the melting of the snow, water evaporated a little bit. So this increased the concentration of the acid. Okay, so at the beginning, it wasn't only melting the snow, it wasn't only melting, no, some of the water evaporated, and this made the concentration of the acid increase. But after the water has melted, what do you think happened? The water that evaporated, we compensate it with what? I saw Ahmed Am raising his hand. Yes, Ahmed.
No, I don't know.
Okay, who knows? At the beginning, water evaporated. At the beginning of the spring, water evaporated. So some of the water that was inside the ice evaporated. It's not there anymore. So the water decreased. So this made the acid concentration increase. Is it clear so far, guys? Do you understand this part? Someone? Anyone?
Because of the temperature, I don't know. I don't understand.
Yes, dear. When it was winter, okay? It was winter, and then spring came. When spring came, some of the water evaporated. So that what happened to the acid concentration when the water evaporates? What will happen to the acid concentration in the snow or in the ice? Huh? Guys, you have acid and you have water. We added water to the acid. Now you have diluted acid. After a while, I started to like boil or put this water and acid on in a hot place. So if the water started to evaporate, what will happen to the concentration of the acid?
It will get corrosive. It will be strong again.
Yes, it will increase. The concentration will increase of the acid, right?
Yes.
Okay. Then after a while, I started adding more water. What will happen to the concentration?
It will decrease.
Yes, exactly. And this is what happens in this case. At the beginning of the spring, before the ice melts, some of the water in the ice starts to evaporate. So this will increase the acid or increase the concentration of the acid in the ice, right?
Yes.
Then the water will melt totally. So this means that I am increasing the water again. So what will happen to the acid in the ice or in the water now after it melts?
It will get back.
It will decrease again. The concentration will decrease again. And this is why in the plot right here, look at that. From 7.1 till we reached what? We reached 4.7. This was the first part of the spring when the water was evaporating because of the high heat. After that,
No, miss, it said 5 to 7. It doesn't say 1.
Yeah, I know, dear. I'm 5 to 7 about the weeks. We're not talking about the pH. We're talking about the weeks. Okay, from week 1 to week 5, what happens to the pH? It is decreasing, right?
Yes.
Yes, this is because the acid is getting concentrated. The acid is getting concentrated. This is why the pH has decreased. It means that the pH is getting acidic. Why? Because from 1 to 5, the water is evaporating. So the concentration of the acid is increasing. Yes. After that, from 5 to 7, you will notice that it's getting back again. You will notice that the pH is getting up back again. Why? Because now the ice has melted and the water increased. So what happens to the pH, the concentration, what will happen to it, of the acid?
It will decrease.
Thank you so much, Juman. Do everyone understand? Please, guys, give me any indication that you do understand. Okay, so I'm just going to consider that you understood, and I'm going to answer the question. Jomana answered it. Thank you so much, Jomana. Your answer is correct. So we have right here, what do you think the pH? Why do you think the pH changed in from 5 to 7 weeks? This is because the ice melted and the water increased, which will decrease the concentration of the acid. Thank you, Jumana, for answering with me. Okay. Why do you think the pH changed in weeks from 8 to 10? It's the same. It's the same. The water keeps, or the ice keeps melting, and this will do what to the concentration of the acid, Jumana?
The pH increased.
The pH increased, yes, exactly, because the concentration of the acid decreased, so the pH will increase. Okay, so the ice keeps melting, so the water levels will increase, which will decrease the concentration of the acid, and the pH will rise again. Okay. Guys, in page 36, question 10, we already did it, right? Page 36, question 10, we already did it, correct?
Page 36, question 10.
Yes.
Yes, we did question 10. We didn't do question 9.
All right, let's continue in page 36, the last 2 questions. Did you finish this, guys? Should I erase it?
You can erase the first one, but the second one I'm still writing.
Okay. Let's do the next question.
Miss, you are muted.
Sorry, I didn't notice. Okay, in the next question, how do you expect the pH to change in the next few weeks after week 10? And explain your answer. Hey, what do you think will happen after that? Will the pH keep rising, or will it drop again? Hey. Yes, only Jumana is answering with me. Where are the rest, guys? Yes, Jumana.
I think the ice will keep
The ice will keep melting.
and then it will keep the water levels will increase, and it will be a cycle.
But after that, summer will come, right? And the weather will be hot, correct?
Yes.
So the water will start to evaporate. In this case, what will happen?
So the concentration of the acid will increase.
Exactly. So after week 10, what I think that the summer will come and the weather will be hot, which will make the water evaporate. So the concentration of the acid will increase again. Thank you so much, Jumana. The rest of you guys, do you understand? Farida, do you understand?
Yes.
Ahmed Amr, do you understand? Ahmed Amr.
Yes, miss.
Do you understand?
I don't understand. So if when it gets hotter, the
Dear, at the beginning, you have ice. Okay, this is in the winter. You have ice. All right. Then when spring starts to enter, some of the water in the ice will evaporate. All right. This is the first thing that happens. The water will evaporate from the ice. It's the sublimation process. Do you remember the sublimation process?
no.
Yes.
The sublimation process is when ice turns into gas right away. It does not melt first. And this happens at the beginning of the spring. Okay, so some water will evaporate from the ice. Now, since some water evaporated from the ice, the concentration of the acid will increase because you don't have what makes it diluted, which is water. Okay, then as the spring gets in, the ice will start to melt, and this is the normal transformation from ice to water. When this happens, the water that was ice and then melted will dilute the acid in the ice again. Okay, until all the water starts to melt, or all the water has melted, and now we are in the summer. In the summer, the water that already melted will start to evaporate. When it evaporates, the acid will increase again, the concentration of the acid. Do you get it, Ahmed? Whose mic is open, guys?
Miss, when it's winter, the acid concentration is bigger, and when it's summer, the acid concentration increases, as it decreases.
Yes. The acid concentration in summer, in spring, the acid concentration in spring will increase. In summer, I got confused. Okay, let's just write it. Let's try the white board, okay? I thought that we're going to finish this and we're going to start with the new lesson. Apparently, I was seriously wrong. Okay.
Yes, we have the timer.
Yeah, I know.
The remaining time is 9 minutes.
It's
So
actually only
still,
5. It's actually only 5 minutes. It ends at 11:40, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So look at this, guys. I want you to please concentrate. All right. Now, first we have winter.
Answering the question.
What?
Like you explained it. You explained it, but you didn't write what we're gonna be like. What should we be writing?
Okay, okay. I will write it for you. Just give me 1 second, please. Okay. So first you have winter, and then you have spring.
Spring. Then summer.
Then you have summer. This is the 3 things that I'm considered with: winter, spring, and summer. Okay. In winter, you have ice. Okay. Once the spring enters, okay, what will happen? Water will start to evaporate, or ice will evaporate. Now, when you have ice and then the spring enters and ice starts to evaporate, what will happen to the concentration of the acid? The concentration of the, yes, the concentration of the acid will increase. Okay. Then after that, water will melt or ice will melt. When ice melts, what will happen? Water level increases. Water level increases. When water level increases, Ahmed Amr, what will happen to the concentration of the acid? Who's singing in the mic? Hey, Ahmed Amr, please make it quick. When
It will decrease.
Yes, it decreases when the acid decreases, when the concentration of acid decreases, it means that the pH will increase. I just want you to get this clear. Okay, when the acidic concentration decreases, the pH increases. It means that the acid is getting less and more alkaline or more neutral solution will be formed. So the pH will increase. Do you understand this?
Yes.
Okay. So right here, the concentration, sorry, I should erase this. The concentration of the acid will what? The concentration of the acid will decrease. Concentration of acid decrease. All right. Then after that, you have summer, right? What happens in the summer, Ahmed? Water remains the same or starts to evaporate again?
Evaporate.
Yes. So in the summer, water evaporates. And when this happens, what will happen to the concentration of the acid?
Increase.
It will increase again. Yes.
Increase.
Yes. The concentration of the acid will increase. Acid concentration increase. Oh. Okay, now let's write Let me erase this. Oh God, the whole thing got erased. Okay. So here,
Basically, you can press the key.
here we're talking about spring. From winter to spring. Winter to spring. Okay. Here we are talking about spring. Then here, from spring to summer. Huh? Do you get it, guys?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So now if you are still confused, I want you to rewatch this video. I'm going to upload it on Classera. Since the session has ended, so I want to tell you that I want you to do the two remaining questions in page 36 as a homework. So you're going to do question number 4 and question 9, IV, and question number 9 as a homework. Okay? All right, guys? I'll be seeing you next week.
I made
Yes.
4.
Okay, very good. I'll see you next week, okay? Bye, guys.
Bye.